it's a whip, a big chain whip, but with a plug at the end as the vampire killing point. And you fucking whoosh. And Dracula's up the other end. Ooh. I'd buy it. Anyway, February 24th, 3:12 p.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. I didn't know. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings except me. Lana wanted Dark to be convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean, what happened to you? Did you get murdered? Are you a spooky ghost? It's all there in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. Well, what did you have to do with those killings, Emma? On the night prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me. He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you... Yeah. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. I didn't see that one coming. Except I totally did because I read the file. Okay, tell me more, tell me more. It happened 2 years ago. It was right around this time of the year, too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark. Seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled a knife and scared me. I didn't know what was going on. I made a face like my badge. Oh! Oh! A knife. Oh! Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Yeah. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage. Before he could, Master Marshall tackled him. Then what happened? I'll never forget it! What was it again? Shit. Lightning struck and the lights went out, and suddenly a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. Oh! What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. I made a badge out of it. Tell me more. I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that? No, I only asked about when I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why Lana made up the crime. Provided bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? That cunt? Yeah, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was giving false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean. It's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. So Edgeworth didn't even know that he was fucking giving false evidence. No shit. What a twist. I've got a cup here, I'm gonna move it. What a twist. Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. Yeah, but he didn't know. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold like she is today. No shit. What did you see in the instant that crime occurred? Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Stabbed right in front of this poor girl. Jesus, science me up some fucking PTSD, why don't you? I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. You've been through so much, and you still turned out to be annoying. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that incident. It was an empty courtroom. I had no one to talk to. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. He's choking now. Everybody's something loud. I snapped back to reality. Whoop, there goes gravity. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. It must have been 14. Fair enough. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. Science! Did I mention I like science? I'd be able to fight crime with my testimonies and find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way Lana would never have to forge any. Yeah, now I'm understanding. That makes sense. There's still something that bothers me about that crime. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right? That's right. Then why would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor? Oh, there's no mystery there. There's some fucking mystery. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. By the police? Ashton, what's up? Skull, how are you? Of course, this happened to the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective officers in the questioning room were right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly, didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me. After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. So Lana used to be detective. Okay. We're learning more things, everybody. We're learning more things. Detention center. She better fucking be here. Hi. Fucking stone cold, isn't she? Lana! Mr. Wright. It seems I keep causing you trouble. Well, we just learned that Lana was a fucking detective. And the fucking, what's her face? Emma was a witness in these Joe Dark killings, which are a new thing we've just learned. Godo, how you doing, man? Lana's been a bad girl. They'll selectively withhold evidence until years later when it affects the case a second time. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Falsifying evidence. Didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we? But Lana, if you're wrong and an innocent person might be found guilty. 2 wrongs don't make a right, Lana. But 2 rights can make a plain. Wouldn't be a real case if it didn't simultaneously solve a case that was years and years done with, and then solve this case as well, exactly. Believe me, I understand the risks. Lana. Does this with Jack Hammer's death. Are you fucking serious? Jesus Christ. Yeah, true, yeah. Shit from years ago coming back up again. It's like, can't this just be one case? I understand setting precedents, but holy shit. Everyone but Phoenix in this game needs to be fired. Yeah, pretty much. They're all terrible at their jobs. But God, it makes for a great story, doesn't it? Emma told me about you, Lana. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago. Meekins needs to be promoted. Yeah, you know what? I hated Meekins at first. I really hated him. And then I kind of realized that I loved him. Watching him attack Marshall in the video, watching that video playback and seeing Meekins actually do something. Meekins is a good boy. I hated him at first. But he's grown on me. Someone needs to take his fucking megaphone away. But he's grown on me. The SL9 incident was a reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you, tell me more? I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. You're fucking right I do. I'm defending you, you dumb cunt. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. Sat the land, what's up? And how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? W makes things the opposite, yeah. Finn, how are you doing, man? I believed in you, Lana. I believe that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, yeah, over-dramatic shit aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15, there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana, what the witness, Miss Starr, said. About you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife? Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't just involve me. She does look phased. Tell me more. Tell me more about the Reapers. It's true, I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing. Ah, yes, very good. They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. Chief Gant? He was the deputy chief of police back then. Oh, but he still worked the crime scenes. Damon Gant, he was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed. She really looks up to it. Catching up with the Assassin's Creed Odyssey DLC. I still haven't played Odyssey. Did you get very far? Does he have a nice car? But now you're chief prosecutor. What the fuck happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective. The voices. I'm glad you like it, BK. I'm not exactly vocal talent. I'm just doing what looks and sounds fun or funny. I'm having fun with the voices. I'm not exactly pretending to be any good at them, but they're fun. To gain experience investigating crime scenes so you can use that experience in court. Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. Making your papa proud. Elegy's cringing this whole way through. But that's okay. It's Game of the Year for 2018. Now, I like the Assassin's Creed games, but Black Flag is, to me, the best one. Black Flag really got me. 2 was also really good. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Ask more about this investigation. I'm enjoying myself just fine. Don't pretend like you know me. You don't know my story. Okay. As long as you're enjoying. As long as Elegy's not cringing at my voices, we're doing passable. And that's all I need. I just need passable. Small can of Red Bull. Half the size of the other can I had yesterday. My only one today. It's the only one I'm gonna have. Character growth. Character development. I'm growing as a person. Physically. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark. Second in command. That means the investigation lead was Damon Gant, right? Yes, Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office, and the same investigations. They even had the same office. Paint themselves as serious voice actors. Yeah, exactly. I ain't no voice actor. As much as it's something that I would love to get into, it's something that I'd really love to actually do at some point in my life. Like, I think that'd be really fun. It'd be really cool. I don't have the I do not have the tenacity, the talent, the perseverance to be even considered in that as like a thing that I could ever become. It's fucking hard work, man. Just from what Elegy's told me, and from friends of mine who have attempted the same thing. who have been far less successful, who have less talent. It's fucking hard. So fuck that. I'm just having a good time with it. Adds to the show, you know? You played Australian cunt. Thanks, Skull. Appreciate it. We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place. Tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. Clean a look for review and fuck yeah. I'm so keen for today's episode. It's gonna be really good. I haven't played Borderlands, Komodo. I should though. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now you tell us. Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So we waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down and fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Gant and myself. That's where he found me! So you were the first person to run to the scene? It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark. That's a good look. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. 3 bodies. Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, and Emma had passed out. And the suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. And what did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I would too. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. Yeah. I would too. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. So let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident. That's right. Quite a coincidence, I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident. Just by chance. But that case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. He never used to have that accent. I don't know why he talks like that now. It's really bizarre. He's British. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case might not be over yet. Ah! Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself. The Chief's office. Maybe we should have a little look at the Chief's office. If Gant turns out to be a bad guy, I'm gonna be very upset. Because I like him. I'm just so happy to be here. The only one who hasn't screwed everyone over is Marshall, and he's a stupid... Well, he almost screwed everyone over. Elark.
Welcome back to the Resistance.
Elark, you gorgeous motherfucker. Tier 2, 6 months. Can we get some love in chat, please? For Elark's 6 goddamn months at the $10 tier. God, it sounds like I'm going to say Timbuktu. $10 tier. Elark, thank you so much for half a year. Welcome back, mate. Cheers. What's going on? The plot thickens, constantly thickening like a fucking... It's like, it started off as a broth and now it's a fucking stew. Thick, gooey stew. A goo stew. Can't believe in 6 months. Fucking same, man. It goes quick, doesn't it? Welcome back, Subsoiled. Chronicles of Guyver, how you doing? Yeah, it goes quick, doesn't it? Things seem kind of quiet around here today. Yeah. Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? We can come back here later. Well, I thought we were going to, Gant's office. Where's that?
Howdy, Bambina.
Oh, Mr. Marshall!
I never thought things would turn out this way when I woke up this morning.
Hello, Anita, how you doing?
Que sera, sera. Never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambina? Thought I know my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning.
Billy? His pet cactus. Say, where are you headed, Marshall?
Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I ain't coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner.
But Mr. Marshall, why'd you do it?
Why do prospectors head west? 'Cause they got nothing better to do. If ever was a case I needed to know the truth about, that was the one.
But before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly why you started speaking with an American accent? Specifically a southern accent. Vaguely cowboyish, very drawly. When you were English before. You were British! Well, looks like I would be getting a steak lunch today, hoo-hoo.
I mean, something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. Wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so.
What do you mean, fishy?
Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon.
The murder weapon? You mean, the switchblade knife with the broken tip?
Yep, that was Joe Dark's, alright. But, in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised.
A question?
The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound found in the victim. Sustained.
Well, what does that mean?
It means there's a good chance the knife was not the murder weapon.
Shit.
However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased.
I know, he keeps shaving the one bit. Stop! His face wasn't even that, chiseled originally. He's just been chipping away at his own face.
That case left behind scars on all of us.
The scars that the SL9 incident left behind.
I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together.
How old was he? Your brother?
He was 27. He was awarded the highest honor that very day.
The highest honor? You mean
the king of prosecutors.
motherfucker?
Why are you looking at me like that? It's an honor for a prosecutor.
Dirty minds still say think alike? True that. Yeah. The day the SL9 took place, that wasn't the same day as...
That's right. It was the day of the evidence transfer.
Interesting.
It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall there was thunder. 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 I was caught in the middle of a railroad track. Thunder. Can't believe 2 years have gone by already. Tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die.
And someone tried to stop you.
Detective Goodman got killed the fuck out of.
And the evidence locker was empty.
There was something going on behind the scenes at that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of.
Taken care of?
Miss Starr was fired, I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny little room.
And Detective Goodman?
If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. Nah, they was careful enough not to be too obvious.
They? Who are you talking about?
Don't get upset, Bambino. I mean Damon Gant and Lana Sky. The investigation lead, Damon Gant, and his second in command, Lana Sky. I said Lana, because I saw a long A. Lana. And one person on the force right there to that duo. That case was the biggest step of both their careers.
And after the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office.
Yep. Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. Never been the same since you left. Lana. Lana. Lana! Lana!
What?
You're gonna get demoted.
To the danger zone?
Everyone who knew it said so. Chief Prosecutor Sky was totally different when she was Detective Burr. Lenny! Lenny! Lemmy!
Man, watching Cody play Red Dead tonight, it got me even more in the mood to get back to Red Dead. God damn. Now that you mentioned it, Emma said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Does Gant seem shady? Gant is really, really nice. I don't want him to be bad. I really like Gant. He's just so happy. I made him Russian, so he's big and strong, and Russian, so he's intimidating. But then you talk to him and he's like, hey buddy, what's going on? You look good today. You've been working out? You look good. You look handsome. They've added some story missions too? Fuck yeah. Oh, I want to keep playing it.
Sorry, Bambino, but her secret is too well guarded. Never found out.
Lana's secret. It all started 2 years ago.
So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner?
Certainly enlightening.
There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth ain't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. But someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? I don't blame you. I won't be a patrolman after today, though.
Did he just have a little sound? Did he pull it away from his mouth and go?
Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambino.
Adios, Marshal. Is he dead now? Is that it? Is that it? Is he dead? Is that the end of Marshall? He'll be back. No one's here today, not even Miss Starr. Everyone's probably busy looking into exactly what went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. But no one was murdered in the evidence room. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in the case.
12:01. That ain't high noon.
But instead, it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. Gotta find all the answers by tomorrow. Oh, this is Edgeworth's office. Mr. Edgeworth isn't here. Yeah, he admitted to it. Yeah, okay. So we gotta find Gant's office. How do you get there? How do you get to Gant's office? Place is pretty empty. Must mean everyone's busy solving crimes. Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. Thanks. But the chief prosecutor saying when she did the decision about what to do with Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention our statement tomorrow, the media and the Torres trial. There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is usually the word you use. So we'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office. She's the connecting alone to the other building, take the elevator to the top floor. Really? It's that easy? You're just gonna let us go in? And we aren't police officers or anything. Hey, you're right, you can't go in there, it's off limits! Great. what are we waiting for? Let's go. Hey, wait a second. Okay. I really wanted to give Gant the benefit of the doubt, but like, I really wanted to give Gant the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's just, he's a red herring. He's just a red herring, you know? He's meant to look like he's guilty, like he's done something wrong, when really he's a nice guy. But when you've got a fucking organ... What am I supposed to say? What do you want me to do? When you've got a fucking organ... What do you want me to say to you? Why do you have that in your office? You're just begging to be... You're just asking to be accused. God damn it. It's the most evil instrument there is. Maybe it's Lana's, it's her room too. Matches the drapes. No organ shaming. God damn it. Where am I? Patch, how are ya? He should be convicted purely on its presence. They're the most evil instrument. That's the most evil one. Followed closely by the pan flute. I'm onto you, Peter Pan. I know what you're getting up to. Hey, the chief officer, silly. At least that's what it said on the door. Check out the pipe organ. That's real, right? Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. Yeah, the windows, the organ. He's motherfucking Dracula. He's fucking Dracula. You kidding me? He's fucking Dracula. The accent was a joke. You shitting me? They used to call me Little Miss Bitch! Or was it Bach? I can't remember. I was 4. I thought I was a genius until they tried teaching me notes. The Phantom of the Opera is there, inside your mind. I could never remember where C was. Huh? Oh, it's you too. Chief Gant, what are you doing here? He put that paper he was reading into his desk. So, Wright, you've been swimming lately. You've been swimming good. I haven't been swimming, no. Why is he so stressed about people swimming? Is it the running water thing? Is Gant asking me about running water? Is that why he keeps talking about swimming? He's a fucking vampire. Son of a bitch. Kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that too. My hands have been full of blood. Did I say blood? I meant paperwork. With Mr. Marshall's misconduct. And Lana's provocative statements. No. Provocative statements, sir? You mean the forged evidence? 2 years have passed since the incident. Time flies. Especially when you're immortal. Did I say that out loud? I meant old. See that big picture on the wall over there? No worries, Jim Kitty. Not a problem. That is a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. So that's Mr. Marshall's brother. We took it to commemorate our work together. You cannot see me in reflection. This Photoshop trick is a trick mirror. It's science. Something's not right with this picture. I can't quite seem to put my finger on it.
Anyway, I'd like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm going to lock up here, so let's go out together. Slushhead, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome in.
Oh, but this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it?
By the way, guys, Slushhead, great broadcaster. Super entertaining, lots of fun. How are you, Slush? That case is long over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. It's not a problem. We'd still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Now, hurry up and get out before I kill you. I mean, before I'm late.
Gant is a dodgy motherfucker! Gant's evil. Are you kidding me?
Updated all the old thumbnails? Holy shit, really? Already changed yours too? Fuck, I love you.
Gant's evil as shit. Are you kidding me?
They're in Discord if you want to see. Fuck yeah. Ah. I see what you did. This looks so good. I like it. Yes. Da. I like it. It's good. Da. I like it. It's good.
I've got on my plate right now, so just kind of ignoring it and watching Twitch.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I completely know what you mean. Completely understand. We have that. We have that in common. I think a lot of us do that, to be honest. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I had a nice nap. I'm full of good vibes today, and nicotine, and caffeine, and codeine, and Andrew Lloyd Webber. So we're feeling good. Having a good day. Just getting through this last case. But I hope everything's alright for you, Slushhead. I hope things are okay. Or at least get okay, you know? It seems like a total normal human being, not a vampire at all. Totally not a vampire. You guys ever seen... You guys know the Magica? The game? Magica? There's Magica 2. And Paradox did this amazing trailer that was like a karaoke trailer for Magica 2. Magica 2, Magica 2. Killing friends is better in Magica 2. It's the best fucking ad ever. Seems the case isn't over with yet after all. Tomorrow's gonna fucking suck, but after that it'll start to get better. It's just another hurdle, innit? You get over the hurdle, jump that shit, and you run. Until you get to the next hurdle, and you jump that shit. It's easier said than done. But it's doable. You can get through this. It's all good. I don't know what's going on, but I'm sure it's doable. You know, you can always jump in Discord, have a chat with us, talk to people, get through the shit times. I haven't heard good things about the sequel. Really? The first Magica was amazing. I loved it. I haven't played the second one either. Chief Gant denied our request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there.
You mean like a clue?
There's got to be a way we can get inside the chief's office. Like around the window? Hey, pal! Detective Gumshoe, aren't you supposed to be in a meeting? I'm, just taking a breather. My feet hurt.
From sitting for so long?
You soul of fog? What? What? Actually, from serving everyone coffee. Detective Gumshoe's been kicked out. Again. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth?
Edgeworth? No. Why?
He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office.
Oh, Soul of... I thought it was Soul of Mist. Just Mist form. I got you. I'm picking up what you're throwing down. Sorry, Skull.
It's almost like the battles between you two in court.
That sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said?
That's basically what it all boils down to.
Oh, gummy.
That falsified evidence 2 years ago.
Is it kind of like Danganronpa? From what I've never played Danganronpa, but people have come in and said, you should play Danganronpa because it's similar to this. So, I'm going to assume there's some overlap. It's a mystery, murder, find evidence, come up with conclusions, results. Yeah, just a different setting. So I think they're pretty similar. No Monokuma in this, though.
Now, Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood.
Yikes. Has the case ended? No, we're still going. This is still the same case, yeah. But why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Lana Sky's the guilty party here, isn't she?
Regardless, prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court.
Ten Shu, what's going on? Welcome in. How are you?
Not only that, but as you know, there's been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth.
Is that Elegy in the back with the spiky blue hair? You mean this thing? I can see the resemblance. It's the dude with the spikiest, edgiest hair. It's gotta be him.
His amazing talent as a prosecutor kept him safe from those who don't like him. But now, with this...
Are there really so many people who hate him?
In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young, full of spunk.
Yeah, I know.
There's no better recipe I know of making enemies.
Hey, Dick, keep up the good work.
Yes, sir.
Let's go out for lunch again sometime, my treat.
Yes, sir.
You gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick?
Yes, sir.
Seems like you didn't have any problems with enemies.
Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about it. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth might just crack.
Tell me more.
Actually, I took a look at this file earlier while the coffee was brewing.
He does seem genuinely concerned. Well, did you find anything?
The only evidence Dark left behind was during his final attack.
Can I send you my gumshoe voice? I gotta hear it. His final attack? You mean...
When he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl.
That was me.
Never realized. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all.
Well, what was it?
Let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon.
Is like salted noodles in your ear? That sounds awful.
Oh, I forget. Look, it's all written somewhere in here. I love Gumshoe.
Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. Might jog his memory.
Yeah. No, not that. This thing. About this. Hey, is that? There's a tag attached to it with the label SL9 incident written on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in a locker.
On the day Detective Gilman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. And it was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler.
That's it. Now I remembered what that incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me.
Well, what was it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again.
This knife. It was Joe Dark's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at. Plus, it had his fingerprints on it, too.
But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone.
That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see that it's broken.
You don't have to take a good look to notice that.
Well, anyway, take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in.
Where was it?
The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. Sounds familiar? It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match the knife? You bet! Down to the last fiber.
That's pretty conclusive.
Stabbed in the back, died from puncture to heart and lung, and knife tip was in the wound. Okay. Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. And what made him take to serial killing? On one day, on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car.
With his car, so it was an accident?
An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal.
An animal? Like a werewolf?
Like a zombie. He's very gaunt. Killed by just so he killed him too. Then when he was burying the bodies, a jogger came upon the scene and was killed as well. Finally, he turned himself in. I missed that first line. He was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in. But in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim. Oh, sorry. This is what Gummy apparently was supposed to sound like.
Whoa there, Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you so much for increasing my salary. I can afford 2 things of salty noodles a year now.
Salty noodles. I love salty noodles. Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily, Dark was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing that last witness wasn't killed. Is it a serial killing or a killing spree if you did it all at once? I guess serial implies it's one after the other, multiple. I think for it to be considered a serial killing, there has to be 3 or more. Serial killer. A serial killer in the dictionary is a person who commits a series of murders, often with no apparent motive and typically following a characteristic, predictable pattern. According to the FBI, a serial killer is someone who commits at least 3 murders over more than a month with an emotional cooling off period in between. Otherwise, it's a homicide, yeah. So, 3 murders over more than a month. There you go. Fruity Pebble killing, oh no! Me lucky charms have been murdered. Let me say how different they are? Yeah, I mean, I was originally going to go with the, like, listen here, see? But, the Shatner just kind of got me in a good way. This is live and not a VOD. I wanted to pause and rewind. G'day, BCS Gaming Shelf. How are you? So a spree wouldn't have a cool-off period. Yeah, you can go on a spree and it wouldn't be a serial killer. That looks like the guy on Ghost in the Shell, but with better eyes. I'm gonna say no to that. How are you, Gaming Shelf? Emma was the last witness. Well, there you have it. In a nutshell. Spizzle, what's up, mate? How are you? That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gad. It's not money, but it does concern the Chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. Chief's out now and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around if that's okay. Why am I a cunt face? What? Does the Halo and NCL kill-tacular? Well, any detective's ID card could lock the door. Unlock the door. What, really? But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with a breach of trust. Breach of trust? Simply put, I'd be canned. Killtrocity. Ah. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this? It's Detective Goodman's. That won't work either. The data was deleted the day that he died. Oh. Gumshoe is our only chance of getting into that office. That's alright, Spizzle. How about this? How about this? The jar. About that jar, I think I've seen it before. Or maybe it's one of those memories people have from previous lives. Must be the most uninformative detective I've ever met. Something about it makes me feel uneasy. It's like I'm in the chief's office and he's yelling at me. Where could I have seen that before? Right here. What can I show him? Hey, that's it. That's the King of Prosecutors Awards that Mr. Edgeworth got the other day. Shan!
Welcome back to the Resistance.
Gumshoe isn't wearing a tutu. I know he should be, right? Shan, thank you for 3 goddamn months. Can we get some love and chat for Shanareth? Welcome back, Shan! Thank you fucking kindly. Also, Ladybird, thanks for the follow before I missed that, sorry. Shan, welcome back. Thank you so goddamn much. Oh, a lost item report, huh? Very impressive, Detective. You know what it was right off the bat. Well, I am a master of misplacement, you know. Master, that has such a cool ring to it.
Okay. He ain't giving me much. What information could I possibly give him? Yeah. He bought the wrong thing. Of course he did. I want to go into Go's office! How do we get in? My badge, Gumshoe. You show this to me every time we meet, pal. To find something to get him to let you in? I assume I would already have it on me. Because there's not really anyone else to talk to. Edgeworth, are you here? There he is! Looks like he's writing something. What? What are you doing here? Sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. Tough day in court, huh? Hey! Oy vey! Who's buying stuff off a Humble? Whoever it was using the Humble partner link down in the panels, or if you type in chat !Humble. Who was that picking up stuff off the Humble bundle? What'd you get? What'd you buy? I've had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. Fuck yeah, Komodo. That's it. Pink face? Whoever it was, thank you for using my affiliate link. Appreciate it. What's another allegation to me? Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm rooting you. I'm rooting for you. That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. So, what do you mean? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I can do can erase that fact. But you didn't know! I mean, the evidence was falsified, but you didn't know! The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error. My responsibility is the prosecutor in charge. That fact remains, that the same no matter what excuses I might have. Mr. Edgeworth! I take pride in my work. So tell me why. Ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why. I never want to hear you say. For Phoenix Wright, I'm a little bit gay. Me too, mate. Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. He's gonna fucking have a nervous breakdown, man. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First, last year's trial, and now this one. Seems all you do is worry about me. Look at that smug face. All you do is worry about me. Oh. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial. Tomorrow is the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. Never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? The list of evidence seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. Only half as long as most lists. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. A
I may not have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. Welcome back, JK. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time.
Say, we saw a picture taken around that time.
You mean this picture? This picture was hanging on the wall in Chief Gant's office. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy.
Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me.
Yes? It's got a sword or something on it. That's not there anymore.
We stole it! It's a little different than yours.
Yes, you're right. I remember now. Remember what? That was what the official prosecutor's trophy looked until 2 years ago. There's a story behind its design.
A story?
Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us? A photo of his jacket friend. I think that's like his lucky court jacket. It's really fancy. It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award's based on. Okay. Tell me more about this first. Tell us again what happened that day. The day Detective Goodman was murdered. You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right? I never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one.
Because you were awarded this thing?
Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department.
You finished up at the office?
Yes. Odds and ends, clerical stuff. Didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is, until I was asked to take something back.
Take something back?
This.
Oh yeah, Chief Gant asked you to hold on to that, didn't he?
Yes. It's a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. They asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story we heard yesterday. You came back here because the chief asked you to. That's right. Okay. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with 2 characters. The first means halberd and the second means shield. Have you heard this story? Everyone knows that story, but tell it anyway for Emma's sake. Very well. Long ago, in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day, he presented the king with 2 items. The first was a halberd. He claimed it could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute. Those claims contradict each other, Edgeworth. Very perceptive. But then again, you've heard this story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very description of both these items discredit them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless. And thus, the Chinese word for contradiction was born.
Welcome back to the Resistance.
Who locked 6 goddamn months? Perfect music for a Who Locked resub. Mortal Kombat! Who Locked, welcome back. Thank you for 6 months. How are you?
Oh, I see. So the chip shield and the broken knife symbolize...
Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words. But it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion. Even if it results in something as ugly as this.
Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today.
Ambrose Fox was told I should check you out. It's something about long hair and beard.
Thanks for joining us, Ambrose Fox. How are you? Welcome in. That's funny. If that's so, then...
package. It's so big.
Finally got to summon mine again? Fuck yeah, who locked? I'm glad. I'm glad that things are sorting out to some degree. That's something. It's good, who locked. I'm glad things are picking up. The shield was meant to be broken all along, yeah. You'll have to ask Chief Gant. 2 years ago, we had the halberd part of the award abolished. Huh. So, Gant seems to be doing all sorts of fucky shit. I appreciate it, Ambrose.
Excuse me.
This bitch.
Would either of you care for a quarter-pound of roast beef?
Mister.
You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's
Nipple to discover milk. What? I don't think that's how they discovered milk, Angel. Angel, sweetie. That ain't how they would have discovered milk. You ain't just see a teddy start sucking on it. That's not. You don't just grab a teddy, start sucking on the nip and go, oh, look, milk.
God damn, those are some big old titties.
Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago.
Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from that case was due for transferal. This can't be attributed to mere coincidence. Purple, how are you doing? Good to see you. Darkstripe, welcome in.
Aren't you forgetting something? You know that little scene I happened to witness?
I'd suck on that cow's nipple. Jesus, Finn. It's just a case that never ends. I can't believe you finished it, Chit-Chen. Been here for 30 minutes? Fuck, sorry, Purple. How are you, though? It's good to see you. The instant line of stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife.
No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored when it...
I was contemplating between jumping to the second game. Yeah, fucking oath. It all dates back to 2 years ago.
Joe Dark. That's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though, must have been going through hell.
You mean because of his brother's death, or...?
They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate.
Her? Who the fuck's her?
Lana Skye. My sister. They were fucking. The best of the best were put on that SL9 case. Of course, they were led by that legendary duo.
Railgun. What's up, man?
Lana and Chief Gant. That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out.
You mean with the forging of evidence?
Don't get me wrong, Joe Dark got what he deserved. was obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret.
But you don't have proof anything illegal was done.
I'm proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us save Goodman were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as an explanation. Then Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office, became chief prosecutor.
Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor.
Nothing's quite as simple as it appears.
Huh?
Lana Skye was merely being used for porn. As a pawn. Though damn she's hot. Sorry, Freudian slip. That's my take on the matter anyway. She was being used. Damon Gaunt and Lana Skye. Legendary duo. Gaunt led the investigation and Lana second in command. They were the best.
They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they?
Damon Gaunt's magnetism in particular was almost unreal. His magnetism was very impressive. It's a lighter. You couldn't say it though. By that, I mean his ability to attract evidence. He produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled. There were rumors about him even back then. No one dared confront him, though. Oh no, my magnetic powers are working! Back then, everyone looked to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her.
Really?
Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake.
Mr. Marshall.
When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would ever have recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating.
Miss Starr.
That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that?
Okay. Tell me more.
Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? Yes, thanks to the chief guard's powerful influence.
Chief.
That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control, and then no one could stand in his way. Flick! The prosecutor's office.
What? That's why Lana was transferred?
If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along.
But how could he control Lana?
I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude there must have been a reason for her change.
Finally! Finally! Thank you, Miss Starr.
You listen to me, rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been.
Earth Sunder, what's up, man? Okay. I still don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, though. Can I show you this photo? She just does not want to help, does she? Let's talk to Gummy?
Oh, you're back. You're still here. I gotta make 150 copies of those files. Brewing coffee, copying files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ.
You're a DJ as well?
I am a DJ. Wicka wicka wah. You like that? This is my hot new mixtape. I did a remix of Bohemian Rhapsody. Have you heard this song before? It's very unpopular, very underground. It goes like this. Is this the real life? Is it just fantasy? Caught in a landslide? No. Escape from reality. Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see. I'm just a poor boy. Nobody loves me.
Please stop. Oh, that kind of DJ.
I gotta admire your persistency, but my answer is still no.
Ha!
I'm not letting you into the chief's office. Period. And it'd be my neck on the line.
There's gotta be something we can do to make the detective change his mind.
Oh, I was skipping dialogue because I thought it was wrong. There was this, dragon. That's it, a dragon. He had a thing for shields, see? That's not exactly the version we heard.
No, but this one sounds a lot more exciting.
Anyway, it gets kind of gory after that, so I'll spare the details. Ah.
I don't... Do I have to give him evidence?
Cyclone, you serious?
I don't know what to give him. I don't know what to give him.
Just brute force. Just show him everything.
Miss Crash, how you doing? I don't know what else to show him. There's only one number left to investigate at 4:20 p.m. Someone with an executive officer number. 777777777. That's 17 too many, detective. Was that not what I was supposed to show him?
Hey, that powder's used for detecting fingerprints.
All I have is some flour.
He sneezed.
Gummy, buddy. How the fuck? How the fuck is he a detective, man? I'm just showing him all of it, and none of it seems to be doing anything.
Yeah, we've talked about this. I don't know, man. There's nothing wrong with Mr. Edgeworth's presentation. I think people are accusing him of injustice. Okay, yeah, this is all a whole lot of nothing going on. I've literally shown him everything and nothing. I just showed him everything I've got. Do you think Edgeworth's still there? Oh, shit. Hey, Edgeworth. Damn, you're beautiful. Hold on. First, let me see what this girl's doing crawling around my feet, and then I'll look at what this thing. Letter of If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says letter of resignation. Resignation, Edgeworth, you don't mean. I'm tired, Wright. I feel as if something inside me has died.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, none of it is your fault.
I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. The path I've walked hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. No one else should forgive me either.
Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. This letter of resignation, I wonder if I can
Use it for anything! Gummy! 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 Gumshoe! Gummy! Gumshoe! Gummy! 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 What's this crumpled up piece of paper? No! No way! Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious. Is he ever not serious? No worries, GK. Have a good day at work. Thanks for hanging out with us. Damn good to have you here, GK, always. And thank you for the gifted sub tonight, too. And the host. Take care of yourself. Yawn. I can't believe they've pushed in this far. We never behave. No, we're just disgusting creatures, aren't we?
Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible.
When I first met him, I thought he was cold as ice, too. But I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence. But we betrayed him.
Detective!
That's it, I've made up my mind.
But
Here, take my ID card. If someone found out,
they wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report.
look at me. I'm the captain now. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. So at least, let me do this for Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Detective, thank you very goddamn much. Alright. February 24, Police Department, Chief's Office. What are you playing after this? Hollow Knight is next after this. Blind playthrough of Hollow Knight, which I'm very looking forward to. Very much looking forward to. G'day, Tack. How are you, mate? What time is it? 4:44. So we've got 4:44, 5:44, 6:44. We got another 2 hours. Can we do this in 2 hours? I started late today. I fucking started late today, which means that we lost an hour of the show. Can we do this in 2 hours?
Let's be quick about it. Jesterly, how are you? I'm going to leave you guys at the door of the Chief's office before we go in, and I'm going to take a super duper crazy quick break. I'm going to leave you with some tunes, some break time shout outs. I won't be long. Don't go anywhere. I'll see you soon. I put the wrong one on. I put the wrong Phantom of the Opera on. That's enough of that. We're entering the chief's office. Here goes, Mr. Wright. We're in. We're in! If anyone finds us now... Detective Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Eek! Ah! Did she slap him? She slapped him. Sorry. Thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Ah, Detective Gumshoe! What are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was worried something might go wrong. So I came too. If you're here, then what was the point in giving us your card? Crushed and rendered unusable in pocket. Hey, don't do that to my card. Take it easy, Cyclone. Enjoy the lurk, mate. Scientifically, I thought you were a ghost. It's science. Science, 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 science. I love science. I hardly ever get the chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now. We're all in this together. You really want to get fired, don't you? Not if we're lucky. Now, come on. Let's see what we can find out. I've got a bad feeling about this. That desk on the other side of the room, is that your sister's? Yeah, that's where I was waiting for Lana. On that day 2 years ago. Humble store purchase made for $11.99. Who's getting stuff out of the fucking Humble bundle using the affiliate partner link? Thank you so much for using the Humble link. You're supporting the channel. You're supporting charity. You're supporting Humble. You're getting yourself a game. It's all good shit. Thank you, kind stranger. Who was that buying stuff up a Humble? What'd you get? Get yourself something nice? Get yourself something good? Fuck yeah. No, sir. This is entirely Chief Gant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. It's a strange reason to leave it there. He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. There are alerts for that now. There are alerts for that now. He told us himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. Alright, bear with me. 1 second. I see. So ever since Lana left, no one never touches that desk? No one except Chief Gant and the cleaning lady. Can't be any clues remaining, surely. Can I ask you something? Sure. You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes. I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it? Why do you ask? You don't think... Nah, you wouldn't be. No. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay, now then, let's look around a bit more. Hey, hold on! Not so fast, buddy. Eh? When someone tells you, don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go. Sorry. Okay, what's bothering you? You two don't think Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you? What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him? Chief Gant. So it's finally come to this. What do I think of him? There you go, ignoring me again. Alright, let's take a look around. Armor and weapons. Doesn't care for imitations. The pipe organ and now this armor. How many taxpayer dollars have gone to this room, right? The chief might be hiding in the armor. Okay. We're just gonna quickly scope over the room. You can see pretty far from 15 stories up. You wouldn't be able to see the view. Okay. Stained glass or not, it's a fucking huge window. Look at this, that's Chief Gant's desk. Oh, it's you two. He put that paper he was reading in his desk. This looks like a list of evidence. It's a short list. SL9 incident. I wonder what this is doing here. Detective, what did you just say? I said, I wonder what... About evidence lists. Normally they're twice as long? That's right, I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. Yes. What would the other half of the list be doing here? I knew it! The chief must be hiding something about that case! It was ripped in half, so this is all we've got. Okay. What else? List of evidence from the SL9 incident. Mr. Edgeworth has the other half of that list. Better look a little more into this list, and we will do so after we examine literally everything else. This is a safe, isn't it? Safe? That word is ripe with intrigue. If you say so. Looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it. Oh, fuck, I don't know. A 7-digit number. Think I know what it is? Do you know what it is? I've got a hunch. Want to try my birth date? It's... Here goes nothing. That motherfucker! That goddamn motherfucking piece of shit son of a bitch. What number did you enter? Whose birthday was it, pal? 777-7777. The final ID card number on the record. What? The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered that room that day. 7777777. That number! That can only mean one thing. Chief Gant's ID number is 7777777. Say, anyone care to look inside? I fucking do. How much money does he have stashed away? It's a shard from a broken cup. Somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? Looks like a piece of leather cloth. Is your script, how are you? This is a handprint, isn't it? I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. Piece of cloth with a handprint on it and a broken shard from a cup. Okay. Okay. Holy fuck, man. Now, that's where the last piece goes, but where'd the piece go? Do I not have the piece in my inventory anymore? Okay. Chief's organ sure is a sight to behold. Occasionally we hear him playing it from the Criminals Affairs Department. When a detective screws up, the chief calls him to his office, makes him listen to the organ for hours. Can't hear anything for days, Jesus Christ. Cyclone, I'm gonna delete that message. Don't joke about that kind of stuff in here, man. This mark looks like some kind of flower.
Word is, it's designed after the insignia and the prosecutor's badge. Prosecutor's badge. Yeah, like the one hanging from your collar. They have badges too? The design's supposed to portray the severity of the punishment system.
Now that you mention it, it does look all pointy and kind of painful.
Mr. Edgeworth doesn't wear a badge. He's a sharp dresser. A badge like that wouldn't go too well with his outfit.
So sharp dressers don't need to wear badges?
I guess everyone just kinda lets it slide. Okay, sure. Speaking of sliding, let's have another look around. Another stained glass window. Picture. Cyclone. I don't even know how to approach that, man. I don't even know how to approach this. Just if you having issues, we can talk about it. Yeah, there's people you can talk to, but making jokes like that in my Twitch chat with lots of other people reading everything that you're saying is not a comedy, haha, funny situation, bud. It's a, you know, is. Now is not the time or place, okay? I'm more than happy to talk to you about it later, but right now, not the time or place, okay? So, keep it cool, send me a message, we can talk. But, one, this ain't it. This ain't the place. Two, I'm sorry you're having a hard time, dude. You know? Three, you're possibly not the only one here dealing with some stuff. Okay? So, as much as your feelings are valid, gotta think about the big picture here, my man. I'll move on. Okay. After receiving his award trophy, Mr. Marshall took a picture here. Then went along with Chief Gant to question Dark. I bet he never knew he'd be dead just a few hours later. Yeah, gee, you think? Look at that giant window. Makes you want to crash through and jump. Not you too, Gumshoe, Jesus. This is the 15th floor. I know, I was just saying, like in the movies. Ever since making Detective, I've always dreamed about doing something like that.
Note to self, Detective Gumshoe has a lot of dreams.
Jesus. Thanks, game. Timing. Fuck me. Those shelves are mostly empty. Lana must have cleaned them out when she transferred over to the prosecutor's office. There's a small picture frame on the top left shelf.
Hey! This is when Lana and I went to the theme park.
Hey, right back at you, man. Right back at you. A lot of love in this community. Just gotta be cool. Oh, stretch! This is Lana's desk. It sure is tidy.
Lana has always been a meticulous cleaner.
There's not even any dust on it. Looks like someone's still keeping it clean. Yeah, the cleaner every day, right? Or in memory of the crime. Yeah. Okay. Let's go back. Leisure Suit Larry. You know, I've never played that. Okay, I need to show this to Gummy. Detective Gumshoe, can you take another look at this jar? Yes. I'll do what I can, Cyclone. I'm just another motherfucker. But, you know. I'm just a motherfucker who likes to play games with motherfuckers, talk to motherfuckers, hang out with cool motherfuckers. Pretty simple. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you all being here. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out with us. And I hope you're enjoying the show. Hope you're enjoying being a part of this. Piecing it all together. It's a goddamn pleasure to have you all here.
It's in the safe.
Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Assemble fragments. Easy. Piece of piss.
Fuck yeah, Whimsical. It's on Steam, and I believe it's on the Switch as well. So if you've got a Nintendo Switch, or it's on Steam. I think it might be on PlayStation as well, or Xbox. I don't know if it's on other consoles. I just know that it's on the Switch. Rotate. And combine. Boom. Also on the 3DS. Fits like a charm. Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident. Hey guys, get a load of this. This piece you just attached, it's different from the others. It's got blood on it? Is that blood or is that like marking? What is that? There's a reddish line on it. For $9 to the end of the day, no shit. That's blood! I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe? Very interesting. And what was the other thing we pulled out of the safe? Take a look at the back of this form. Take a look at the back of it. Is that Emma's drawing? No, it's too good to be Emma's drawing. Someone drew a kind of sketch. What is it? Did you find something? Without going to the older handheld? Yeah, fucking oath, Finn. Lovely series, lovely indeed. For $9, fucking oath. Okay. This is probably the only chance we're gonna get to really look around in here. I don't want to miss anything. I don't think there's anything else I can really present. And now we know for a fact that this is this. What if I present... I'll present this to him again. Okay. So Edgeworth's got the other half of this. And there's blood right there. The leather thing with the handprint, thank you. That's what I was wondering what the other thing was in the safe. That's what I was unsure on. Huh? Thing doesn't have a bottom. What's the purpose of a bottomless jar? It is weird, isn't it? Very weird indeed. Okay. I don't know if we've seen everything we need to see. I genuinely don't know. But I'm gonna go talk to Edgeworth to see if he can tell me anything about this list. Could be a cannon. Oh. Okay. Brilliant. Talk. Detention center, maybe? Why can't I just go where I need to go? Present. Jar. Oh, for fuck's sake! Why? Look at it! Okay, let's talk to you. No? Okay. How about you look at the fucking drawing on the back? What now? Anybody? I can't talk to him about anything. Am I missing anything? This case's pacing is fucking bullshit. Anybody have any clues? Anybody have any clues? I know what you're missing. Yeah, give me an enema. I got nothing. Give me one of them sweet, sweet enemas. So fucking no clue. I'm holding for enemas. Isn't the dusting kit? Thank you. Enema over, that's all I need. Cheers. Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to take a look at this. Brilliant. Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Not your fingerprints, dickhead. The cloth. Dust for prints on the cloth? Sure. I never would have thought to do that. I never in a million years would have thought to do that. Nice. Get my best shot. Try a different finger. Index finger. Aha. That's a messy fucking print. Probably because it's on a cloth. Aha! That looks better. That looks like a very nice print, does it not? What am I missing? Just cover the whole fucking thing in fucking dust. Thank you. Thank you. Now, whose print is that? That looks pretty... That's Emma's hand fingerprint. Emma? Emma? Hang on. What the fuck? a bottle of water. Why are Emma's fingerprints... They aren't clear enough to get... Don't lie to the bitch!
Hey, you. Over here. What's going on here? What that kid print's doing inside the chief's safe?
Don't fucking ask me. We'll just keep it from her for now. Evidence for something, but what? There's Emma Sky's prints. Was I any help? Of course. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence. No, that's not very kind, is it? Who said that? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Oh, isn't that right? You in the code. Chief Gant! We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in science. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out the window and saw a stray dog run right into a pole. Just then, I thought of a certain detective. Do you mean me, sir? Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Oh, you in the coat. Me, sir. Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. But, sir! Now, get out.
We'll be on our way too, then.
You, the one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet.
Me, sir?
I'd like a word with you.
But, sir, I'm not a licensed...
You, with the spiky hair. You're free to go.
I ain't leaving. I ain't leaving.
Look, pal, if I told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. You just had to go in there, sneaking around like that.
Thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired.
Yeah, but if I knew it would happen, I never would have said it.
I think I'm finally starting to get the picture, but why is she kept eerily silent about it?
Anyway, aren't you listening to me? I'm gonna try and smooth things over with the chief again. Later, pal.
Well, where the fuck's... I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions. So she'll be busy for the rest of the day. We just left her in there? Well, Emma's dead, so that's fine. Emma's dead. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. It's no use thinking about it. She's dead, whatever. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. I've already told you all I can. What you've told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words. Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. Seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth. Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. Tell me more, tell me more. Like, does he have a car? Oh. Okay. I have to admit, I was a little more than perplexed at the start. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say? You think I'm protecting this person? Protecting, no. Afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, who might I say is this person you're speaking of? The one I'm supposedly so frightened of.
This motherfucker.
Take that!
Well, Miss Sky? Mr. Wright? You are addressing the Chief Prosecutor. Do not forget your place. My apologies. Would you please tell me a little bit more about what you know?
Damon Gant. You tell me more about Damon Gant, you bitch.
We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective.
Assuming he's respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes?
His crimes?
Both you and Edgeworth were brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically, hiding and forging evidence.
Of course, these are serious offenses.
Why is it, though, that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned?
Chief Gant?
Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was...
Me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation.
Yes, you, but also one other, you bitch. Damon Gant.
You intend to accuse Chief Gant? Good night, Paula. You'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case.
How about this unfinished list?
Take that!
I just found this in a safe in the chief's office. This jar piece and this piece of cloth. You know what these are? Pieces of evidence. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him?
Touche, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised, I cannot disobey the Chief's orders. Even if it means being found guilty for murder.
Why not?
Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate. Or perhaps I should say, follow orders. That's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day.
I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car.
Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes,
You were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman.
correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered the murder weapon while inspecting the body.
The murder weapon, Edgeworth's knife.
No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it.
The knife from SL9.
I couldn't just leave that knife in it, so I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. That would be Edgeworth's knife. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand.
And that's the reason for the bandage on your right hand.
Got blood on the victim's shoes as well, and then... she saw me just as I plunged the knife in.
Miss Starr did see what she said she saw.
And why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? Took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. Didn't ever want it to be open again. 17th son, how you doing, Seven? Welcome back.
You've missed a lot.
My intent was to prevent that by whatever means necessary.
Possible. So you hid Dark's knife.
The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case.
Take it easy, Cyclone. Have a good night, man.
If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with it.
So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it in Edgeworth's exhaust pipe.
Right. Then I called my sister to tell her what happened and ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler.
You asked Emma.
Didn't want anyone on the force to know about this.
That would explain why Emma is so confident
About Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day.
A bad feeling.
Truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, The first thing I did was make a phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. And why on earth would you call him? The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least, I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own. You mean, not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He'd already stolen the ID card. But it seems he hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. Holy shit, man. It's all coming out. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared. Your phone call caused the evidence room incident. Holy shit. It's just one thing after a fucking another. I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. I've got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murderer. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago. To be continued. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh my god. Trial day 3. Holy shit. This case has just reinvigorated me. It lost my interest, and it fucking pulled me back in, didn't it? Goddamn son of a bitch thing. February 25th, 9:47 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. This is the defendant lobby, alright, but there's no defendant. I'm trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? And where's Emma for that matter? It seems almost as if something's been happening behind the scenes. Edgeworth! Knowing you've already figured it out. Who the owner of 777777 ID number is. Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Not the only one who's figured it out. You know, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. True. Not yet. In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes, Wright. Wright and Chief Prosecutor Sky will be found guilty. But she didn't do it! I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here. To hear what you have to say. Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. The truth. Everything goes back to SL9. Don't be stupid. Today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past. That depends on you. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened. I'll think about it. See you in court, right? Yes, you will. This is it. I'm never going to find out what Chief Gant has on her. It's now. I'm going to save it. God damn. And we've got about an hour and a half left of the show. Can we do it? Probably not. February 25th, 10 a.m., District Courtroom number 9. Bonk! Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Normally, this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. Of course he does. This.
Good morning, folks. How's everybody doing? Hey, Archie, been back to the pool yet?
No, I've been drowning enough as it is in my work.
Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that.
If you don't mind me asking, Chief, what exactly is this proposal of yours?
One, that is to say, the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court.
She wants to do what?
Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble.
Yeah, you fucking... What else have you got to say? What's this all about, defendant? I'd like to make one simple request and I'll be finished. Well then, what's your request? Your Honor, I'd like to put an immediate end to this trial. I confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. Lana? Lana? Objection! Bonk, bonk, bonk! You can't! Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. But Lana! Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, please. Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. Hi, how you doing? Our request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Bonk! Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise. She's under duress, you cunt. It appears the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant. Objection! One moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth! The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature.
Calm now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you, but why don't you just be good little boy and shut your whore mouth?
I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gunt. What? Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes? Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes.
Some kind of deal, huh? Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy.
I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness. To whom? G'day, Chaos. How are you, mate? As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Skye. I request the court hears her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Skye. The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. Bonk! Very well, the court shall grant the prosecution's request. That's okay with you, right, Chief Gant?
Worthy, you'll live to regret this. Mark my words.
Miss Emma Skye, please take the stand. God damn. God damn! Insomniac Zach, how you doing, mate? Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is Emma Skye. My occupation? I'm Lana's little sister and I want to be a scientific investigator. 2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dark of the Joe Dark killings. Is this correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about it, though. I don't think sister's an occupation, no. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time.
Mr. Edgeworth, please, this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. It's an incident that was resolved 2 years ago, really all that relevant.
Yes, it most certainly is.
Well, okay then.
Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. No worries, Zach. Thanks for being here, man. Here we go. Bound to lead the truth behind this trial. We can only fucking hope so. 2 years ago.
I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me, but I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest.
It's a good thing you weren't harmed.
I passed out, I don't remember much.
That's understandable. Please, however, tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder?
That will soon become apparent, Your Honor. He's got no evidence, but sure.
Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination.
All right, Emma, tell me more. Hold it! 2 years ago, the defendant was a detective at the police department, correct?
Yeah, she was a second in command under the then Deputy Chief of Police Camp. My sister was the best detective ever.
Yes, I remember Deputy Chief Garrett and Miss Sky used to be quite the pair.
I believe they shared the same office.
That's right. I'd always sit at my sister's desk. I dream about playing the organ. I wanted to play it that day, too.
The police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day.
Lana promised to take me to dinner after she finished work.
Man came running and took me hostage? A man?
Yes, Joe Dark. He was Dark, a serial killer.
Joe Dark was brought in for questioning on the day of that ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest.
When he saw his chance, he fled the room, right?
Upon fleeing the room, Dark proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. Then he ran into Sky and Gart's office. Shadow Revenant, what's up? Real life sort of Frosted Flakes? Stabbing every fucking box of cereal in the aisle.
There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened up the door to have a look. And that's when I saw him. Neil Marshall rescued me.
What was the prosecutor doing there? That day, there were two people present during Dark's questioning. Deputy Chief Damon Gant and Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutors Award. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony.
I assume that's why he'd always be the first to run. He would be the first to run out the Dark.
When Dark grabbed me, I thought I was as good as dead.
What the fuck? We back? We good? We back? Mittens, how you doing? Are we good? We back? Okay. Sorry.
I don't really clearly remember what happened then. But I'll never forget what I saw in that instant.
Sorry about that, guys. Don't know what happened there.
Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark and then the lights went out.
The lights!
It's just about this time of year, there was a terrible storm going on and lightning struck nearby.
Are we still got bad frames? Are we? It says I'm stable. Now it looks better? Okay. So the electricity went out. Wait a minute. It was pitch dark in that room. You shouldn't have been able to see anything.
Right, but just then the lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image in the scene in my mind. I told the detective about what I saw. Then,
The detective?
Detective Goodman, he was in charge of the case.
Detective Bruce Goodman, the victim. Tell me more. So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's what's so scary about this trial.
And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw.
Yeah, but at the time the words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture.
Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough? No. The picture the witness drew, I believe it has a very important meaning. But the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. Bonk! Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony?
Yes, Your Honor.
But it seems to have been lost. You mean this one? Mr. Edgeworth, this little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet you would insist in denying its existence. Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture. That may well be, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold! This is the evidence list for the SL9 incident. Arterian, what's going on, mate? Please turn it over, Your Honor. Turn it over. Turn it. Ah! What's this? Yes, what is that?
Hey, that's it. That's the picture I drew.
I know. Indeed, two men appear to be wrestling here. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list? Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list. Ah, these lists, they're different from each other. What? It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence in that case ever reached you. What? What? Bonk! Order! Order! But Miss Sky, why did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list?
Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor.
Coco, good morning. How you doing? How's the Coco confession doing today? Damn good to see you. What's poppin'? What's shaking? How are you, Coco? Wait just a cotton-picking minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor, are you all right, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head. It's just my face, Your Honor. You have a show tonight? Fuck yeah, Coco, fuck yeah. Gotta get some videos or some pictures or something. I gotta see more. I'm doing well, Coco. We're on the last day of the last trial of the first game. Last day of the last trial of the first game. Despite some internet issues we were having a minute ago, having a good night. It's good to see you, Coco. Good morning. You're awake. Oh, you're up at a time when I'm live. That never happens. I'm usually on way early for you, aren't I? I'm on early for a lot of you, which I'm surprised why you guys come and hang out with us, because it's fucking early. Would it suit anyone if I was to stream, like, slightly later? Like, if I was to push my stream time back? Because I'm going to have internet soon that'll allow that. Would it suit anyone if I was to start later, or is it a good time for all of you? It's irrelevant. If this evidence list was torn in half, there might be some more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list. That's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth. It's possible. Let's see. There's something wrong. Sorry, Your Honor. There is indeed something drawn on the back of my list. It's that that thing.
That thing! The thing that was dancing in the evidence room.
Clearly, there's an act of vandalism at the work of a certain chief of detectives. Is that a scrap paper? Okay.
Bonk! Very well, witness. Will you please testify about the picture you drew 2 years ago? Huh? Yes, Your Honor.
Just thinking about something.
This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright all I could see was shadows. After that I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. To think a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind.
She has actually to show us what you saw, yeah.
Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dark about to murder prosecutor Neil Marshall. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Starting later would be good, yeah. Because we're going to get NBN soon, and it means I won't be stuck to certain times. I could start a couple hours later and go a couple hours later, you know?
This is the picture I drew 2 years ago.
Did you draw this picture right after the incident?
I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. At first I was in such a state of shock I couldn't do anything.
During that time, the investigation team was reorganized. Detective Goodwin was placed in charge under the direction of Damon Gant and Lana Skye. 2 or 3 days later. The memory should still have been fresh in her mind.
Excuse me, witness. But can you please tell us why this picture is painted all black? The flash of lightning was so bright all I could see was shadows.
So at the time, he didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who'd come to your rescue.
No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lightning was so bright and I was knocked to the floor.
You were knocked to the floor?
Dark had a tight grip on me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around, and that's when the lightning flashed.
Glad she wasn't hurt. What happened after the lightning flashed?
I must have fainted.
I mean, you didn't actually see the murder take place.
No, I'm sorry.
The flash of lightning not only drove off the darkness for a split second, not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. Do you really need to torture this girl any further? Excuse you?
The picture.
Okay. Are you sure you drew exactly what you saw? Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright?
I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detective, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me. Is there something that's bothering you about the picture?
And yet, there's clearly a contradiction here. Is there? What's the contradiction? I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm gonna save. Look at the picture. I don't get it. Is this gonna be some more coin wallet stuff? All I could see was shadows. All I could see was shadows. What's the contradiction? The size of the knife? Is it the knife that was originally on the award? Okay. Why did he ask him to bring this screwdriver? I'm very confused! You having dinner? Yeah, Shan, we had a dropout. Very fucking annoying. Which means everyone who's lurking probably thinks that we finished. But that's fine. Ah, we're still here. Shan's still here. I really don't understand. I genuinely don't understand. Like, Phoenix is telling me that there's an issue. Flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see was shadows. Just brute force it, it's gonna take ages. Stabbed in the back, you bitch! Got it, I got it, I got it, I got it, I got it. I got it. Shade Tree, take it easy. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Bullshit. He was stabbed in the back. Oh my god. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction.
But I still remember it just like it was yesterday. Bonk, Mr. Wright. Perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us.
Take that!
I think it's this part here. What? The drawing stinks. Mr. Wright, how could you? But I'm right! Why are you booing me? I'm right! Where do I click to say that I was stabbing you in the... But I'm right! Coin wallet. Coin wallet! Bonk! Where do I point out that he's stabbing him in the front? Here?
Take that! Objection!
I'm right, you cunt! How do I... Where do I point out? Can someone tell me? I know I'm right, I just don't want to spend forever finding the perfect little spot that I need to click on. Does anyone know where I was supposed to click? I know what I'm trying to prove. I can see it. The knife? What?
Take that!
Lies here. Take a look at the knife this man is holding. You can see its tip is broken. What? That's not the part that I'm having issue with. Even I don't have to look closer to see that. But Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. The murder weapon, its tip is broken too. If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body after the stabbing. It's the conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer. So I was right, but not about what I thought I was right about. Fucking get fucked. Not so simple, Emma.
Objection!
And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem? It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken. Ah! What's the meaning of this? Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand. Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there. Bonk! That's right, but what does this mean? The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. And the possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken. That's why I asked her so many times if she was so sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly. There's no other way to explain this inconsistency. Not so fast, bitch. There's another explanation. Have you forgotten already? About a little something called falsified evidence? You're treading on thin ice, right? All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility. Ah! Bonk, bonk, bonk! Order, order, order. You say the investigation really was corrupted. Your Honor, please allow me to something. I skipped it accidentally. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors Award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gant. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased down after him and he was killed by Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in this story there is a lie. I'm not lying, the man really was holding up a broken knife. That's true. There's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. Must have been another broken knife. What are the chances of there being two broken knives? There is another knife. Yes, I know exactly what it is too. I know exactly what it is too. Bonk! I assume then that you have some information about this other broken knife.
The real murder weapon is this trophy! If anything's broken here, it's you.
Huh? What? What?
It's the... It's the bit off the thing! No, it wouldn't be the panel off the Blue Badger. It wouldn't have been the vase. Screwdriver? The Blue Badger?
Take that!
The screwdriver.
Take that!
Shit. Okay. The shard?
Take that!
Wow, we are really crashing and burning on this one. Well, that's not broken. Um. You're telling me it's not the halberd from this thing? Is that what you're telling me? The broken halberd thing, you're telling me it's not that? This thing, right here. You're telling me it ain't that?
Take that!
I clicked on the trophy, you fucking spiky cunt! Why couldn't it let me just show the trophy and be like, look, the trophy, it used to have a thing, it's not there anymore. The logic makes the same amount of sense, Coin Wallet. This is a picture of the awards ceremony. Ah!
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the award the prosecutor marshal is holding.
That's a broken knife.
As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award.
Bonk, bonk, bonk! Order!
Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and a knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation. But that can't be. And why not, Mr. Edgeworth? Because if the King of Prosecutors Award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed. What do you mean? I mean, this man raising a knife would have been Neil Prosecutor Marshall Neil. Ah. Ooh. Yikes.
Bonk, 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 bonk. But the prosecutor was the one who actually died.
It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions.
Wait! I remember now. I remember everything. Witness! Mr. Edgeworth!
What is it?
Could you show me your evidence list again, please? His list is the one with that picture scribbled on the back.
That thing.
I knew it. This picture. I'm the one who drew it.
What? You drew that?
That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture. All this time I've been trying so hard to forget. Forget. Trying so hard to 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 forget. Trying so hard.
So I went too far with my buttons. I pressed the wrong button and I went too far and we switched to the wrong scene. Hi everyone, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. Fucking, my bit's ruined. I ruined my bit.
I must have locked this part away deep inside me.
Epic Luwick. How you doing, mate? Welcome in.
Bonk! Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you recalled, Miss Sky?
Okay. Oh.
When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed towards both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. This is certainly most unusual.
Try impossible. The chief of detectives hadn't even designed him until this year. That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago.
Yes, well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Stop. Please don't pursue this any further. Lana,
What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated.
you can't do this. I've already confessed to the crime.
Why can't you just leave it at that?
Chief Prosecutor Sky, we've already come this far. It's too late to turn back.
Bonk! Silence! The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant.
Here we fucking go. Emma, tell me more. Tell me more.
I saw that man raise his knife. Listen, I think it was him.
Power outage that immediately preceded the incident is also documented in the prosecutor's office reports.
So then you panicked and rushed towards both of them?
Why would you do that?
What else could I have done? He was about to stab Mr. Marshall.
And as we just theorized, Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife.
Well, I didn't know that at the time. When that dark guy knocked me down, all I could think was, I gotta help the other person.
What do you mean you think?
It all happened so fast and I was in shock. I don't remember everything clearly. What I did, it's kind of a blur.
Miss Sky was almost killed before she was a witness to a murder about to take place. So much happening in a matter of seconds, it's only a little disorientation is only natural.
I saw the man about to stab the other person who I thought was Mr. Marshall. I knew I had to stop the man with the knife. What you did was very brave. What happened next? There was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger.
Are you sure about this?
Of course, see? I even drew a picture of him.
But it was the chief of detectives who thought up this hideous beast. And that was just this year. The blue badger didn't exist 2 years ago. This is all quite verifiable.
I know it sounds strange, but I was surprised too when I saw him. I had this nagging feeling I'd seen him before somewhere. Now I finally remember.
Just when you thought you had the thing that fucking blow.
Tell us, where in the room did you see him dancing? He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow.
His shadow? You mean you didn't actually see his face with the smile and everything? That's right, but I still remember it had 3 creepy horns.
This is pointless. That thing couldn't possibly have existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken.
That may well be. But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did.
Oh, and I suppose you have an explanation. By all means, please tell us what the shadow really was.
I just might know.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defense's belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago, save. There indeed was something that looked similar to the Blue Badger, something that is now sitting in this very room.
Bonk! In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it?
The jar! The mysterious Blue Badger was in fact this. Sixie, how you doing?
But that's, what is that?
I believe it's some kind of jar.
But Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the Blue Badger.
Indeed it doesn't as it stands now. It's just a plain jar. However, if we were to change our viewpoint... No! Objection! I pressed E, you cunt! Oh my god. Look at this fucking control screen. H, N, B, M to rotate. That's pretty spot on. Thank the fucking maker. Well, is this a miracle or what? No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the Blue Badger. No. It can't be!
Bonk, 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 bonk. Order. The defense has proven its point. The mysterious Blue Badger witnessed on the day of this crime was actually this.
Objection! Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's the point? What do you mean? So that badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything. I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, I rest my case. This changes everything. Indeed. Very well then. Tell us, what's different now that we know the witness saw this jar?
Not the location. Not the murder weapon. The murderer? Allow me to take these in turn. At the moment of this murder, the witness saw this jar. At a very specific angle, Mr. Wright, I might add. Very well. Knowing this, where could she have seen this jar? The location of the jar is shown in a picture taken on the day of the crime. On the shelf in the office of Mr. Damon Gant. But the body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. The witness testified so herself. Yes, and it is these two facts that reveal what actually happened. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room in Chief Gant's office. Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body from Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office? Yes. And why would he do that? There's no reason. Exactly. If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason.
Do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright?
I finally figured it out. Save, 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 save. I know all the answers. Save, 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 save. I know exactly what happened. Save, 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 save. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now, please tell me, what could have sent the jar flying?
Well, that would have to have been Aurora Borealis. The impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more. If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit?
The suit of armor holding a very sharp and dangerous looking sword.
Yes. And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have had to have been Neil Marshall wielding the King of Prosecutors trophy. Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking. Yes. There is another possibility of what actually transpired in that room. The perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless...
Mr. Wright, what's the matter?
The outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Sky knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall... Yeah. You killed him.
You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? No.
She's dead. I never imagined her testimony would lead to this.
It was the witness who took the victim's life and then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented.
Objection! What are you saying? Sorry, Miss Sky, but given the circumstances, Joe Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her? Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it?
I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, I gave her Emma's voice. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? I'm willing to bet you don't.
Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence.
If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony. It won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. Certainly can't get dead people to testify. Touche, Miss Sky, but of course that leaves us with only one possibility. And what the fuck would that be?
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? What the fuck would that be?
I mean the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. However, he may have left behind the name of the person who took his life, in one manner or another. That's impossible.
Bonk! Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left for you. A message from the deceased.
Gotta think back to the court record. The real murderer's name is in the evidence. Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to prove my sister is a murderer? Do not be mistaken, Miss Sky. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There's only one thing we seek. The truth. No matter how painful it may be.
Bonk! Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us the evidence that conveys a message from the deceased.
Present. This is the message from the deceased.
Right. Now then, this is the message from the judge.
You sassy bitch. Motherfucker. What a cunt. Are you serious?
Well, good. Get bonked on. Bonk, bonk, motherfucker.
Okay, if it's not that, then is it this thing?
Take that!
It was the blood on the jar. I thought that was the other possibility. Okay.
This is that blue badger from before.
Oh, is he gonna speak the killer's name? If that thing could, I'm sure it would. Everyone's forgotten this is just a jar. A message was left here on the surface of this jar.
What do you mean?
You look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this jar. Looks like someone wiped the blood away. Yes, but notice for some reason the blood on some of these fragments was not wiped away. There's a line here drawn in blood. So what you're saying is these dots were once lines. Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used the few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message. One that someone apparently wiped away. The blood must have seeped into the jar where the lines changed directions. Precisely so, and all we need to do is connect these points.
Bonk! I love connect the dots.
Okay. Oh no! Sure, I'm dancing a big red Sharpie. Oh, man. After all my efforts, never thought it would turn out quite like this. So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind. Makes a lot of sense. Of all people, Fourth Prophet, what's up, man? Been a while. What's going on?
She may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life
Was Emma Sky. Science your way out of that one, bitch. Seaworthy. Can't say I didn't warn you. Chief Guard.
Do you understand the implications of what you've done? Eh? What? What are you talking about? 2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in the case, were you not? Ah! Yes, Murphy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction.
But Joe Dark really was a serial murderer. That's undeniable. Or is it?
I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know we aren't defenders of justice?
What?
We're merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter. Even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence of forgery, ultimately the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied.
What's going on in the prosecutor's office? Might have sent an innocent man to his death. How can he just stand there like it wasn't his fault? My cabbages! Order! Order! Don't make me bonk! The gavel's pounding fell on deaf ears. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is headed, no one knows. Holy fucking Christ! Holy fucking Christ! Are you serious? February 25, 1206, District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Sorry, Edgeworth, I didn't mean to get you in trouble. Don't worry about it, this is my problem, not yours. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pal. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. Detective Gumshoe, what's up? You've got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. We've had this. She asked me to give you this if there was a break in today's trial. Evidence law. You must know the rule 2 of evidence law. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Okay. What's rule 2? If you're planning to take him on, you're gonna need this book. Okay. Well, let's have a quick squiz. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. Okay. Rule 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Rule 2, unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. Okay. All that's left now is the chief prosecutor's sentence. That's where you're wrong, detective. Haven't you figured it out yet? Why I'm still sitting in that prosecutor's seat? Despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage. And despite all these allegations being thrown at me, the real trial today hasn't begun yet. Fuck me. What else is there left to do? Your credibility's all been all but ruined with this forged evidence you're unaware of. Emma Skye found out she unwittingly caused a man to death, and now you're telling me you want to do more. You gotta be kidding me, pal. Missing the point, detective. Lana didn't murder Detective Goodman. She merely stuck a knife into his dead body. That means the real killer is still out there. And we're gonna expose him. Right now. Feb 25, 1252, District Court, Room Number 2. Holy fuck. Bonk! Court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. Inquiry committee is planning to impose harsh penalties for your actions, Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you for the news, Your Honor. Yes, well, normally this is where prosecution calls forth a witness, but,
Well, this isn't easy to say, but there's some concern that you may have,
Struck a bargain? You think I may have manipulated the witnesses?
I didn't say that, it's just everybody's been talking.
Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution.
A solution.
That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call forth all further witnesses.
But there's no precedent for what you're proposing.
It would prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses.
Mr. Wright, what do you have to say?
All right?
Bonk! It is settled. The defense may now call its next witness.
Do you realize this is your last chance? If you call the wrong witness, this trial is as good as over. You see, Judge, yes, I also struck a deal with the defense. I'm a very dealy man. The defense calls. Time's finally come to bring out the real murderer. Ah, easy. Damon Gant. The defense calls Damon Gant to the stand.
What does he have to do with anything?
As the defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel we should hear what he has to say about it. As luck would have it, he should still be in the courthouse. He would have been the least likely to be manipulated by me in any way. G'day, Nomba. How are you, buddy? Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor? So about my choice, save. For the witness, save.
All right, bailiff, please escort Mr. Gant to the stand.
Hello. Witness, please state your name and occupation.
What is this? Some kind of joke? I was just on my way to lunch. Heavy troopa is ready to lunch.
Your name and occupation, sir.
Worthy, are you sure you want to do this?
Your name and occupation.
You want to play hardball, huh?
Please, Mr. Gant.
Fine. My name is Damon Gant, and I'm the acting chief of police.
Now then, Chief Gant, the court requests to hear your testimony.
All right, what's with the grim face?
First, let's clear up this SL9 incident.
You mean that time when Lana's sister murdered the prosecutor? Personally, I think it's been made pretty clear already.
There are still some things unaccounted for.
Like what?
Like the role you played in all of this.
Son, either you're very brave or very foolish. You are aware, of course, that a police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal.
Weapons?
Sure, take my testimony, for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to.
What? Is that true? I'm afraid so. The police chief has the right to refuse to testify.
Of course, such an action carries with it certain risks.
Don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you.
Bonk! Very well, the witness may now begin his testimony. Blur.
This fucking greasy motherfucker.
As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either.
Frames? Fuck me. Come on, Frames. Give it the program. Give it the program. We good? We're back? We're good. We're back. We're good. We're back.
We're good. When I went into my office, I found Lana there. Apparently, she had already arranged the crime scene. As you can see, I had nothing to do with forgery.
Is that when Doc was arrested?
Him, he was lying on the floor unconscious. When Emma sent Neil flying, it seems Dark bumped his head.
I see. Everything seems pretty clear-cut.
The police chief has the right to refuse to testify. Then I'd better hit him hard and fast. Hold it! As I recall, a ceremony was held at the police department that day.
He's right, I guess you could say I'm a workaholic. After winning his award, Neil was all fired up too. That's probably what spooked Tarek and made him run away.
And was Lana Skye present?
I don't remember. At the very least, she wasn't there when Tarek ran for it.
So the two of you ran immediately after him.
That's right, but Tarek made it to the elevator first. So Neil and I split up. He went upstairs, I went downstairs. I guess you could say he got lucky.
And what's this about a power outage?
All that, the elevator stopped all of a sudden. I got the shock of my life. Probably not as shocked as Neil was when that knife went into his heart, though.
That's not funny.
I went to my office, I found Lana there.
Can you tell us what you saw?
It was a shocking sight. Neil and that serial killer were lying in the heap on the floor, all tangled together.
Dark was also lying collapsed on the floor.
Apparently hit his head and was knocked out. Next to them were these two poor girls, Lana and Emma. Lana was cradling Emma in her hands. Hands! Looking back at it now, she must have already known what her sister had done. She had already arranged the crime scene.
How can you know that?
Because of the victim's body that had already been moved.
So that means you found the body near Lana's desk.
That's right. I think you said earlier it was my suit of armor that really stabbed the prosecutor.
Yes.
Anyway, I had nothing to do with the forgery.
The forgery had already taken place by the time you arrived at your office.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You had nothing to do with the forgery, really? Then, why was this in your safe? If you really had nothing to do with the forgery, then how do you explain this?
What's that? What's that on its handprint?
Chief Gant, your explanation, please.
I don't know. You tell me.
Huh?
My dear Rato, don't you know the second rule of evidence law? Unregistered evidence must be presented relevant to case on trial. How is that reg relevant to this trial?
Bonk! It appears the defense was not prepared.
Oh, shit. Shit. Oh, it didn't cost me. What about this one? You claim you had nothing to do with the forgery. But I'm afraid that is a claim you cannot back up.
Explain yourself.
Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this list, for example.
That's the list Emma Skye drew a picture on.
It was in your desk, and not only that, but a piece of this jar that was sitting in your office was found inside your safe. These articles of evidence uncovered in your office are both concrete proof that you also played a part in the illegal investigation.
Bonk! What's the meaning of this?
Here is a defense attorney who may even rival Worthy.
So you admit it?
Me, or do you mean you? Well, you were the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence. Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence, you know. Defense attorneys can do the same thing, isn't that right? However, Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation. Worthy, my boy. Not even detectives are exempt from the law. Rest assured Dick will receive his due punishment.
Are you fucking serious?
Bonk! Yes, well, in light of the detective's presence, please give us your testimony regarding these pieces of evidence found in your office.
Kids these days no longer know how to put two and two together.
Fuck, man. Okay. We got a slight problem here, everybody. I got, like, 15 minutes until No Relation's gonna premiere on the channel. And 15 minutes until the stream's gonna die from stream death o'clock. We're not gonna make this in 15 minutes, are we?
Let's see, what was it now? Jar fragment, a list. For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. You can't prove when these pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Doc was convicted, then they're worthless. There's no reason I'd participate in a forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way.
Mr. Wright, when investigating the crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol.
You do understand I am Chief of Police. There will be consequences. Indeed, I believe I would press charges.
My apologies, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow? Today's, you know. I know, that the place.
What the fuck are they talking about? Evidence and forgery. You could have planted them in my office. I'd appreciate it if you stopped making ridiculous allegations.
They have a point, but you wouldn't have the guts to do that.
I once broke into a cattle ranch. Okay, we're just gonna fly through this.
When Wright's prints are found, they're found inside my safe, that would prove this investigation was illegal.
What a cunt. Can't prove when?
Purely hypothetical, but I suppose I did. But suppose I did. Wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery.
If concealing evidence found at a crime scene isn't forgery,
It all depends on when it was discovered.
okay, do I have anything that tells us when? Yes, I do. I think I can prove it, but I think if I use the ID list, we'll be okay. Wouldn't that be convenient? As long as you can't rule it out. Okay. I think the ID list is going to be the thing that will be like the when.
I'm innocent. Who was it that murdered Neil?
Yep.
Now do you see?
Okay, I'm gonna attempt. I'm gonna attempt something bold here. Okay. Pointless. Pointless.
Rearranging the crime scene would not help me at all. What is the benefit I would get?
The position you have, Chief of Police. The resolution of the SL9 incident secured your promotion to Chief. That in itself is sufficient motive.
Ho 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 ho! Oh, that's a good one. Do you really think I'm that incompetent? And what the fuck? Even without that case, I was already in line to become next chief. The resolution of SL9 merely sped up the inevitable a little.
Is that true? He was going to be made chief anyway. Shit. That means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, you did it for someone else.
Don't be silly. You know me better than that. There are only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and Irene. I love that movie. It's out in the open now. Would you mind if I changed my testimony just a little bit? Wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me.
Nothing in it for you.
Sorry, but the only person I care about is yours truly. Lana's little sister. If you think I felt sorry for her, you better think again.
You don't feel sorry for anyone.
But be tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised.
Seem to be lax enough on yourself.
That's a good one, Worthy.
Could there have been something in it for him? Who was assisting him?
Wrong.
Who is the person you believe Chief Gant may have helped forge evidence? I think Lana, to be honest. That's my guess.
Take that!
Lana.
Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky, the defendant.
I believe it's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. Emma Sky fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who would want to help her sister more than her own sister, Lana? And as for Chief Gant, he would have had a reason to help Lana if she asked him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit.
What do you mean?
After the incident was resolved, Lana Sky was appointed Chief Prosecutor at the prosecutor's office. The person who arranged this job change was you.
What? How would he profit from all this?
Who'd be able to use this Chief Prosecutor as a puppet. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations.
He plays with puppets?
You are.
Oh, wait, I get it. I understand.
Admit it, Chief, you assisted Lana Sky in forging evidence.
Right, oh my boy, you have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something. Do you have any proof of this, that I controlled Lana? Well, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing?
She wouldn't testify against him.
I'm afraid without any proof, this all amounts to nothing but conjecture.
True. Thankfully, I have evidence. That's also what happened in this incident.
Which one would that be?
The murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. The Chief Prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Almost as if someone has been controlling her.
Worthy, you'd better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt.
Just what do you mean?
What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the Chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover his involvement.
What? What?
We are really flying through this. I'm really pressing to get this done.
Mr. Wright, you can't be serious. This is an affront to the highest ranking officer in our law enforcement agency. To accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder, it's impossible.
Your Honor, I was merely reiterating what Mr. Edgeworth said in an easy to understand language. It's too late, Mr. Wright. There's no turning back for us now.
Bonk! Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? The chief, a high-ranking officer of the law, is involved in this murder.
I certainly can, Save. Good question. Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gant is just a man. The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell.
All right, then. Let's see if he's got it.
Sure, the evidence that ties Chief Gant to the murder of Detective Goodman. What is it, everybody? Tell me. I don't care anymore. Just tell me what it is. We're running out of time. The knife.
Jim Kitty, thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate your company. Love your face. ID reports, thank you. Bang! This is the ID card list. The one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list that we couldn't determine the owner of.
There's no way you can prove that that's my card number.
It's your number. What? How do you know that? The safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code. I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 7777777. The same as the remaining ID card number on that list. Chief Gantz, you entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. Bonk! Order, Chief Gant, what do you have to say?
Nothing. The defense's search of my office was in violation of my regulations.
And I will demand Mr. Wright be punished to the maximum extent of the law. But right now, this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card. Bonk! Chief Gant, so you admit it? You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime?
What about it? I'm chief of police. Whether it's the evidence room or bathroom, what's the difference? I can go anywhere I want.
Tell me, when you entered the room, were you all alone?
I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do with the evidence room.
Detective Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you, would he?
Of course not. Why would he be? I hadn't seen him in days.
You hadn't seen him in days, Chief Gant? I'm afraid you've just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman. Bonk! What do you mean? This trial's purpose is to determine Lana Sky's guilt. No, it isn't, Your Honor. This trial's purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gant met the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting, Bonk? Bonk! The victim went to meet Chief Gant on the day of the crime. I'm gonna say it's the memo, the note. Goodman's lost item report!
Which means you can't be sure he filed it.
He filed it because he needed to enter the evidence room that day. He needed to transfer the evidence out. Oh! Detective Goodman took the fall to you, Chief Gant, and then you accompanied the detective to the evidence room.
I accompanied him.
There's no way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room.
Wait. Hold on, let me guess what you're going to say next. I murdered him.
Yes. But wait! The chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. He could have just lent his ID card.
Now that you mentioned it, I believe something like that happened.
Sorry, but that's not possible. According to the record, your card was only used once, yet you showed us your ID card earlier. You'd really lent it to Detective Goodman. It would have been found on his body. No! Bonk, bonk, bonk! Chief Gant, you didn't! The murder was most likely a spur-of-the-moment crime, for no one in their right mind would choose the police department as a place to commit murder. After the murder, you contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office to dispose of Detective Goodman's body. You're forgetting, Mr. Wright, that the victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor's office car parking lot. How did he manage to move it there?
I was at the police department the entire day.
And everyone knows that Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office after the ceremony. Still, you're the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal.
You ordered an officer to do it.
You left all the evidence. Bonk! How could Chief have moved the body? Show us this evidence. Chief Gant used... this!
I see. Maybe I'll use this later to move your dead body.
No, it wasn't that. Shit. Bonk! How did he move the body? How did he move the body? No, that's it. Someone tell me how he moved the body so I can save and we can finish this tomorrow. God damn it. Oh, he gave this to Wright. What's that? A screwdriver? Okay, I gotta save.
It's 6:59. Actually, we have a premiere scheduled for literally 30 seconds from now. I'm gonna stay live. Tell me if the premiere starts while I'm live. I want to see if it kicks me out. If it does kick me out, I love you all. Thank you all for your company. Thank you for hanging out with us. It's been a great cast. We've really sped through the end there, but it's been a great day. I'm just keeping an eye on it. Is the premiere gonna kick in or is it gonna not? Title changed. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. It kicked over title-wise to no relation, but I'm still live. But I'm in the Deponia category. Oh, Jesus. You being live overrides the premiere. Okay. Okay. So the premiere's not happening right now? Elegy just went live with the premiere. But mine didn't? Oh. Did we beat it? Did we just rush all that time for no reason? And we're past stream death o'clock, no less. No shit. Well then. It's gonna change the... Hang on. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Let me change it back. Update information. Did the title re-update? Did it update? It did? This is gonna be a weird fucking VOD, man. So we're back in the Phoenix Wright category. Not yet? This is really weird. I've never had this happen before. There we go. We're back. And we're still live. Oh my god. Let's finish this. And then we'll host Elegy. Because he's playing the premiere. Holy fuck. Okay. Let's keep going. Mr. Edgeworth, think back to the day of the crime. What is this screwdriver doing here? It's here because I was asked to go by Chief Gant. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Okay, anyone who's watching this VOD later, I'm sorry. This is going to be really weird. To everyone who's still here, thank you for still being here. This is really weird. I'm going to keep rolling with it. After the ceremony ended that day, I didn't plan to return to the prosecutor's office. But you did, because Chief Gant asked you to. You mean the body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious why